Tennessee Representative Andy Ogles has modified articles of impeachment that were initially brought up against Kamala Harris last year. Those articles were basically over the border, and they tried to blame her for how the border was handled, things like that, and blame her for crimes committed by undocumented immigrants that have crossed the southern border. Basically saying she didn't do a good enough job to secure the border, therefore these fall at her feet. Okay, well, what have they amended the new articles of impeachment for? Well, they want to say that Kamala Harris knowingly misled Congress and the American public to the health and fitness of Joe Biden, based on everything that happened with the debate and Joe deciding to step aside and not run for re-election and everything. They're trying to claim that it was some part of some nefarious cover-up by Kamala Harris. Now, this Andy Ogles is trying to modify these articles of impeachment to impeach Kamala Harris. Well, first of all, it would get to the Senate. It would get tossed out, much like the impeachment of Alejandro Mayorkas. Now, they may actually hold a trial in this case because it is the sitting vice president, but I doubt it. But let's look, what duties does the vice president have? Well, per the Constitution, the vice president must oversee the Senate, and he or she would preside over the Senate and break ties when there is a tie. Okay. Then, per the 25th Amendment, should the president be incapacitated and not have informed Congress, it is the vice president's job to, with a majority of the cabinet agreeing, inform Congress that there is a problem, and then temporarily stepping in, taking over the role of president as acting president until either the president can resume their duties or a deadline is passed, and then they say, hey, the president is still unable to do this, and then they go about removing the president that way with a vote of Congress. And then the only other thing that the vice president is responsible to do is basically sit around and wait to become president should something happen to the president. That's it. Any other things they try to lay at the vice president's feet are not there per the Constitution. Now, can they be asked to do other jobs by the president? Sure. And part of the reason they want to get her for the border is because Joe Biden tasked her with working with Central America and South American countries about fixing the immigration problem with people crossing from border to, from country to country to country to get here. But that is not, even though she was asked to do it, that is not part of her official job requirement per the Constitution. And they're just trying to drum up anything. Why are they trying to drum up anything about her with this impeachment? Well, they want to make it be similar to Donald Trump being impeached twice. So that way they can take that off the table, basically, in the election. They want to draw some false equivalencies here and make us think that both candidates are equal somehow. They're not, but they're trying anything because they have nothing to run on against Kamala Harris. They're scared, they're trying anything, and this isn't going to work either.